حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
I don't wanna write this down. I wanna tell you how I feel right now. I don't wanna take no time to write this down. I wanna tell you how I feel right now. Hey, tomorrow may never come. For you or me, life is not promised. Tomorrow may never show up. For you and me, this life is not promised. Perfect man, I'm trying to do the best that I can with what it is I have. I ain't no perfect man, I'm trying to do the best that I can with what it is I have. Put my heart and soul into the song. I hope you feel me from where I am to wherever you are. I mean that sincerely. Tomorrow may never come. For you and me, life is not promised. Tomorrow may never appear. You better hold this very moment very close to you right now. Very close to you. Right now. So close to you. Right now. So close to you. Don't be afraid. Just let it shine. My homie said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My hobby said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My hobby said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My homie said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world. Sometimes I get discouraged. I look around and things are so weak. People are so weak. Sometimes I feel like crying.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Living Islam Today here on 96.1 FM and also 900 AM WURD Radio. We got a really great show in store for you today. I am so very happy to be doing this show with you. Before we do anything, we want to open up with prayer. We pray and we ask Almighty God, Allah, to bless us. We pray that the words that come out of our mouths today can be a message to you, the viewers, the listeners. We believe that this religion of ours was given to us by Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. We believe that Prophet Muhammad was the last and final messenger to come for all mankind. Assalamu alaikum, and once again, welcome to Living Islam Today. I'm your host, Brother Jihad Ahmed, and we have a great show. I got a great guest that is going to be joining us when we come back from the break. I want to let everybody know how they can hear and how they can see the show. They can see and they can hear the show on 96.1 FM, and they can also hear the show on 900 AM WURD Radio. They can also go to YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube right now. We're streaming live also on WURD Radio Facebook page live. This is a really good, exciting show. I'm going to bypass all of my normal intro that I normally do. what we're going to do, we're going to take a break, and we come back, I'm going to be joined by a beautiful young sister that I had the opportunity to interview about 4 or 5 years ago. Sister Khalila Ali is going to be with us. I see her switching her camera all around. But like I said, family, it's going to be a great show. What we're going to do, we're going to take a commercial break. And while we're on break, our sister Khalil is going to have her phone situation worked out. You're listening and watching Living Islam Today. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Nearly 26% of Philadelphia's population lived below the poverty line in 2017. There's an increasing share of residents struggling to cover the most fundamental necessities. On a national level, Philadelphia was among the highest with poverty rates. Muslim Serve's mission is to develop and implement programs addressing food insecurity in collaboration with local community partners. Fundamentally, Muslim Serve strives to uplift those in our community by providing free, hot, nutritious meals. This is done by partnering with a variety of local community organizations and establishments with the goal to bring comfort to those in need and to relieve hunger in our area, no matter who they are. Veterans, students, people with disabilities, single parents, senior citizens, working class families, and children. Muslim Serve can be reached by phone at 833-486-4370 or by email at info@muslimserve.org. Learn more about Muslim Serve and what they do on their website, muslimserve.org, and on their social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Muslim Serve.
Khadijah Alderman's Funeral Service Incorporated. Don't let your family bear the burden of your final arrangements. Pre-arrange now.
We specialize in janaza services, traditional Christian services, natural burials, and theme services.
We provide repasts, domestic and international shipping, webcasting, and Skyping.
We service all denominations.
Our new location, 1924 West Hunting Park Avenue, Philadelphia 19140, 215-225-6600. Visit us at www.khadijahsfuneralservice.com. That's www.khadijahsfuneralsvc.com.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Khadijah Alderman's Funeral Service, serving humanity with dignity.
You're listening to Living Islam Today, an Ahmed Media Company project on WURD Radio, 900 AM and 96.1 FM.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Living Islam Today. I'm your host and I'm juggling, I'm playing with my phone, I'm trying to make sure everything is all right. See, you guys didn't have the opportunity to see what I saw when I seen my sister moving her camera around. So all they seen was me on Facebook and YouTube moving like this. And they probably, why is the brother moving like that? We got a really great show. I want to give out a couple quick announcements before we begin today. Sister Sumaya Muhammad has she has the February pop-up shop. It's at 1210 Point Breeze Avenue. February the 13th and the 14th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. She's got all kind of sweet deals going on. She's got handbags. She's got flowers. She's got dresses. She's got scarves. She's got overgarments. You name it, she's got it. That's right around the corner from here, 1210 Point Breeze Avenue, February the 13th until the 14th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. As always, the way that you can help support this program is by going to our Cash App, $Islam Radio. That's $Islam Radio. Help us keep this tradition that we have. It's been going on here in the city of Philadelphia for over 25 years. So help us to keep this show going. Before I get to my guests, I want to let everybody know our sister is in Florida somewhere right now where the weather is very warm. I walked here to the studio, literally 2 blocks from my home, and was doing the Michael Jackson as I was walking. The rain has turned into ice. So I'm telling you, if you don't have to go nowhere tonight, don't drive, don't walk, stay in your home, make your prayers or whatever you're doing because it is slippery. And as she just whispered to somebody, Philly, cold Philly. Now, sister, I don't know where you are, but I know that the weather here is about 32 degrees.
Ouch.
Yes, yes. For those that do not know, I had the opportunity to interview our sister Khalil Ali. I had the privilege about 4 or 5 years ago to do an interview with her. She is the former wife of boxing champ, the late, great Muhammad Ali. She's a producer. She's working on some films. She's working on some really good projects that we're going to be talking about a little bit later on in the show. She also knows karate. I was reading her bio. I didn't know that she knows martial arts. So she is a very, very beautiful sister. And because she was on the show today, I decided to get all dressed up, my sister. I'm dressed up in my best. I used some mouthwash. I got my oils on. I'm smelling good. I'm trying to look good because, believe me, it is an honor to have you on the air with me once again. So please, my sister, I greet you in the greeting words of paradise and peace by saying Salaam Alaikum to you, my sister.
Wa alaikum assalam, my dear brother Jahid. I appreciate it. I just want to let you know the sky is blue, the clouds are white, the boats are in the water, and the palm trees are swaying. And the temperature where I am in Deerfield Beach is 81 degrees.
I'm so jealous. How far are you from Orlando?
I'm about 3 hours from Orlando, but as opposed here, somebody's in our viewing audience in here going to sleep, but his eyes are wide open. Anyway, we have. I'm like, I think you would know Boca Raton. I'm closer to Boca.
Okay.
We're in Lauderdale, Florida. As I was shopping today, I was driving with my top down and the sun was on my face. And I enjoy being down here. I've never regret moving to Florida. I just love Florida. I got a neighbor that's in my company named Miss Glenda Smith. And she said, how did you move to Philadelphia? She wants to know what put it in your God-fearing head that you would be better off in Philadelphia.
Will you tell Miss Smith that we said hello to her?
She can't take the freezer.
I might take it in Dallas, Texas.
She said, I might take it in Dallas, Texas. Yes.
Well, after 48 years of being here in Philadelphia, I can't take it no more either. It's too cold. It's cold out here.
It's time to go. Don't matter. I was born in Chicago. I'm not going to stay there.
His blood
Yeah.
it should be fit.
Well, I'm so glad that you can be with us. This is Black History Month, and without a doubt, I think that it's great that we talk about the many accomplishments that you have made in your lifetime of being here on this earth. And as I said, we're so very happy that you can be with us, and just spend a few moments and just talk to the Philadelphia audience and everybody that's joining us all across the country, and let everybody know what you're working on. But before you talk about what you're working on now, let's touch on your life as it was when you first met the late, great boxing champ, Muhammad Ali.
Well, that's going to be interesting because I'm almost completed my book on some of the moments and some of the times of our journey, and that's what the whole book is about, is the journey. I can only specific certain things because I really want you to read the book. First and foremost, I want to thank you for inviting me to your show, and to all the believers out there, I want you to know that may Allah continue to bless you and stay healthy through these days of the COVID-19. And if you want to, contact me or anything like that, just go to Mama Ali Speaks at AOL.com, and you can ask any questions, and I will put my questions and answers on the BAM Women's Magazine every annual season. And because I have an article in the BAM magazine called Mama Ali Speaks. So you can always send me an email and we can talk about any issues in BAM magazine. Oh, other than that, you know, Ali and I, that was our second home we moved to from Chicago. We moved to City Line Avenue and over there in the Overbrook area, right near the Schuylkill Expressway. And
Yeah.
I remember my cold winters there and my summer. But, yeah, it's not as bad as Chicago though.
No, ain't nowhere in America bad as Chicago, Windy City.
That was crazy Chicago. Nothing trumps Chicago, like Chicago. So
Now, the unique thing about you is that you grew up in the Nation of Islam, so you had firsthand experience of how it was being in the nation and also meeting Muhammad Ali.
yeah, but see, in the Nation of Islam, growing up, my mother and father was Muslim in the end of the 40s, and when I was born, and matter of fact, the Elijah Muhammad asked my mom, he says, "Can I watch your daughter while you guys work? Because I would like for your daughter to be taught and learn in an all-black Muslim school, and so she can know her history." And this was in I was born in 50. I was like 3 years old by the time I went to the Elijah Muhammad's home and as a child. And by the time I got 3 years old, then I grew up with some of the grandchildren. We all went to school together. And all I can tell you about the Nation of Islam at that time, it was the door that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad opened up to the road to Islam for us and to the paradise that Allah has created for us. And it was the best thing that ever happened to the Afro-Americans in America. That's the best thing that ever happened to us because he gave us so much, not the most of the religion, but the highlights of the religion. And all the rest is to reform and give our Black sisters and brothers self-esteem to get out of the slave mentality in which most of us have grown up in. So it was like open door. It was the first door that our people was able to understand and know who Allah is and Islam is. It opened the gate. It was the gateway to Islam for us. So I learned so much being a student of the Nation of Islam and a student of the Muhammad's University of Islam, in which they called the university because you learn more in that school than you would learn in any college ever. It was a treasure to be a part of that world at that time. Now on the upgrade of Al-Islam, it's always a blessing to have been taught under the tutelage of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's son, the Imam Warif Muhammad, who was actually my Arabic teacher in kindergarten.
Wow.
I used to call him Zorro because he had a very thin mustache, and I used to look at Walt Disney's Zorro on television series, and the Zorro had a mask and he had a thin mustache. So I told my mom several times, I said, "Uncle Wallace, he is the man. He is here to free the people." And I had no idea I was really telling the truth at the time. So
Wow.
that was a blessing to live right up under it. The privileges of being in the home of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and raising around it, we used to call the royal family, and it was something positive that to give us at that time. and it was something for us to look up to at that time. And I know a lot of times they frown upon that, but they don't know the power of the essence of being around a Black leader that teaches us truth, justice, and Islam, the all-American way. It was the greatest and more exciting journey. And by being, I can say that I was raised up with a leader. So that's something our people don't get to experience often, to live up under a leader, as opposed to the Christians living up under Martin Luther the King. He was amazing, and I actually met him in the house of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and many other freedom fighters and leaders who came through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They were dignitaries, and they often visit the Honorable Elijah Muhammad often. So I was blessed to meet a lot of these people way before I met Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay. So there's a part that when we young girls know about our religion and know about our way of life in the Nation of Islam, the duties, the mannerisms, the etiquettes of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is overwhelming to know this. A lot of our Afro-American brothers and sisters at that time was deprived of learning about their Black history because they didn't have it in the schools at that time. At that time, they were still fighting for segregation to go to the schools, the white people's schools. So, I've learned a whole lot, and I thank the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for sharing his tutelage with me. My father was one of his first lieutenants, and he trained a lot of the men in the FOI, and he trained a lot of men that I know today that are imams and who have been under the tutelage of my father. My father's name is Sadruddin Ali. So, of course, he has returned to Allah, but I still have my mother here, and she was working at all the clothing stores. This was my world, and it was an exciting road to travel through because I met everybody, even our teachers. Like in the book, it'll tell you all of this about how we had teachers that had come from different countries and different lands that taught us in our schools. So we would be aware of the different cultures, the different languages about other people other than ourselves. So we know how to learn to communicate and learn their habitat and their cultures. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I think Allah for knowing this. But at the time I was 10 years old, I was one of the honor students in school with many others. And we didn't know too much about sport and play or anything like that. But then Mr. Cassius Marcellus Clay graced his presence with us because he was interested in the empire of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So that's how it started, and that's how I first met them. I've never been able to tell my story. It's been very complicated. First of all, divorcing somebody of like that and that kind of magnitude is something I did not look forward to. And it takes time to heal and everything, that process. Then you had to go through, women who was forcing themselves on my husband and everything. It was a whole lot you had to deal with. And it's just something you don't do, you know, encounter with women that's trying to break up your family. I mean, that's not something that's in a book. You don't read that in a book, okay?
Exactly.
So then, you know, it's but what's all most interesting throughout my travels, my journey with the revert Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. He was young too. You have to understand he was very young. And he was learning as much as he could about the Nation of Islam. And I think he missed a little couple of his FOI classes, which he could to be a man. And I think he missed those classes, but he got to be around a lot of Muslim brothers, and they were very persuasive. And matter of fact, learning about the Nation of Islam, Ali, he learned a lot of it through me, as far as family and everything, and meeting my family and my sisters and brothers. And he learned a little bit about the mannerisms of that. I was kind of naive, not knowing that this divorce would ever be set in place. I never thought that would have ever happened. But, you know.
How many children did you guys have together? How many children?
Well, we lost 3 children. They were all boys. But I think we had 7 in all, but with miscarriages or whatever, we had 4 survivors.
Okay.
And that's 3 girls and 1 son.
Okay.
Yeah, but they are all happy and learning and living their lives as parents and mothers. And I have beautiful grandchildren. I think I have. It's very possible that I have 10 grandchildren that I know. So, but they're all doing well, and I'm very proud of all of them. You know, it's just a blessing, the things that they had to go through and struggle through with the divorce and everything. And I know that's very hard because I don't have no clue what that is like. My mother and father was married for a beautiful 68 beautiful years. Wow. Yeah, and I can never say that on my jacket. That's someone I won't be able to recover. But the beauty of my mother and father is just amazing. The travel throughout the country, I would say, you know, being married to Muhammad, I was able to eventually travel throughout the country. I've always been interested in different countries and different lands and different people that has different languages that I've always been fascinated with, and still I'm fascinated with. And I had hobbies. I used to ride horses. I used to gather cattle together. I was a cowgirl. Our ranch in Mississippi, which my mother and father came up on. I used to race cars, drag races only. And then I got this idea when I was 10 years old. The Elijah Muhammad let us go to Meigs Field for all the honor students, and flew around the city in a helicopter. And that's when I embraced the admiration of flight. And I love flying. I love aviation. And now I can say, by me being an aviator since I was 22, I'm also a director of Fly Compton Air Force in California. So
Wow.
you're
Wow.
teaching
Lord
a lot of
God.
Afro Americans right there in the ghetto of Compton.
Wow.
You know what Compton is like. You know,
Mhm.
straight out of Compton, you wouldn't think you'd have an airfield in Compton, but you do. And to go inside and see all the things about aviators. Bessie Smith was one of the greatest aviators, the first Black pilot, you know, and I admire her. And for one, and then, you know, you got the Tuskegee Airmen from Atlanta. It's just amazing to see these firefighters fly these beautiful machines. And I just love to be a part of the aviation team.
Right. Now, could you tell us about how was Muhammad Ali, as we know how he was as a sportsman in the ring. We know from what you described how he was as a Muslim, and you also touched on how he was as a husband. But how was he as a father to his children? What type of?
He's a good father. Give him 20 minutes, he's done. But he enjoys the youth. They're always fascinated with him because he's a very tall man, 6'4". He's like really tall. So there's a lot of people look up to him because of not only his height, but because of his skills as a fighter. And I think he's one of the best fighters ever that I've ever seen and experienced it with. And he got that all on his own. You know. And that's what I admire about him mostly. He became an activist because of the teachings of the Imam Elijah Muhammad, and that gave him reason to be a part of the world, to fight for his rights. And he learned all the fighting for rights kind of thing, being under the tutelage of the Imam Elijah Muhammad. And then hanging around me, it helped him a lot. You know, because I would say, Muhammad, I mean, you know, you can go out there and fight for this and fight for that. It's injustice all over the world. You have racism, you know, and we have all these people. But this is the thing. We, the Muslims, never did any walk-ins or sit-in protesting. We did not like to involve or disrupt traffic or areas for a reason. And Imam Elijah Muhammad used to say, no, don't give them cause to put you in jail for any reason. If you want to fight for your religion, you fight with your mouth, you know, and no violence. And that's the only thing that differed between Martin Luther, the great Martin Luther King, and the Muslims. But we did a lot of nonviolence, but we spoke what we taught, and we teach what we believe, and we practice what we believe. And when it comes to Muhammad Ali, by him being such a master at boxing and training, I think everyone should pattern themselves behind your focus of your goals in life, and don't give up on them. And I think he's a perfect example of that.
Now, what I want to do, I don't want you to go. We're going to bypass our commercial break. What I want to do, I want to go right to the phone line. We have Brother Naji. We have Brother Naji on line 1, who's calling from Germantown. Brother Naji, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the show.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you for having me on your show. Very good show. I want to give the sister our respect of the contribution that she did to make Muhammad Ali at that time even a better husband. We appreciate you, sister, for the work that you had done. But one of the things that we have to do, we have to give our own history, because people believe that Malcolm X introduced Muhammad Ali into the Nation of Islam, which is not true. I remember I talked with a minister Rockman from Atlanta, Georgia, and he said that he met Muhammad Ali of Florida, and Muhammad Ali was across the street in Florida, and I think Minister Rockman was selling the papers, and Muhammad Ali hollered across the street, was repeating the song that the Minister Louis Farrakhan made around that time. The black man heaven is white man heaven is black man hell. And Rockman was very impressed that Muhammad Ali, what he was saying to him, that, wow, this man, he knows a little bit about, what's going on in the Nation of Islam. And that's how they met. But they want us to believe that it was Malcolm X that actually introduced Muhammad Ali to the Nation of Islam. And that's not true. And like I said, we need to give history. Second, before you hang the phone up on me,
bro, you know I'm about to get you. I got to get ready to go to the next call.
I know. It was when the Muhammad Ali passed. Do you have the inside knowledge what happened at that time? Because Minister Farrakhan was not welcome to his funeral or to his janazah, because there was many cops that turned him around, and it was
Brother Najee. I'll do another show, and she can get to that part.
Okay, but I will say
running close on time.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, brother.
I want to thank the brother, and he's absolutely right. The Muslims that came to him to reach out to him, and as far as because what Farrakhan and them didn't do is because of who he was married to at the time, and they blocked everything that Muslims was about with him, because he's married to a Christian wife. That's why. And his wife was Christian, so you're not going to get Muslims participating. And I saw this way before it happened. It was going to happen this way. So the brother's right, absolutely.
Thank you, Brother Najee, for your question and your comment. We're going to go back to the line. We have Brother Jacob from Alani. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the show, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah, and to my beautiful sister, who back in the day when y'all were married, I was FOI here in Philadelphia, and y'all was such a beautiful couple. I mean, when I would see you, and right now your beauty is still there, and you look like Muhammad Ali. It was almost like Allah had put y'all together, because you look like the champ. I mean, y'all was just beautiful people, and with that crown on that you sisters used to wear, and I see you got one on today. That's the beautiful thing, that history. But I can't wait to get your book, because, watching the movie and the rendition of when you flew to Zaire and just announced that I am Mrs. Muhammad Ali and then booked on him, that was so graceful. Is that true? And I can't wait to read that in your book. I'm going to hang up and listen. But
it's in the book. You got to love that part. That's a good part. But you know what, brother? I must say one thing. A lot of times, some of the best of us, we make mistakes, and we don't see the big picture, and sometimes it's not meant for us to do certain things. When Muhammad Ali lost focus, he did lose focus on certain things. It might not be much. It's not really that bad. A lot of men do it, but this is the thing. When we get married in the nation, in Islam, we're there to marry for life. There's nothing like, there would have never been a divorce if Muhammad Ali fought for his family the way he fought for his religion. But we all make mistakes. But this is the thing, the guy, Muhammad Ali, my former husband, I will always be thankful for meeting him. I will always be grateful for the blessings to learn of all these people all over the world that we traveled together. That whole journey was a part of history that I'll always remember. And whether he was weak or whatever he had his problems were, he did spread the name of Islam all over the world, and may peace and blessings always be upon him. And our divorce, we didn't have a bad divorce. Divorce is never good, but we stayed friends. I made it my business to stay friends with my brother that I was the first one that I loved in my life. So it's all good. It really is all good.
I want to go back to the phone line and take this other last call before we talk more about what you're working on right now. We're going to go to Joe in Germantown. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Joe.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Jahad. And assalamu alaikum, my dear sister Khadija. How you doing, my dear sister?
Well, alaikum assalam, my dear brother. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'll praise be to Allah. And just like my previous brother, I will get your book, inshallah. I will get the book. And I just want to say from my heart, I'm just so touched to listen to you because, first of all, I want to thank you, Sister Khadija, for defending the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, speaking highly of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and putting his name out there because it's those, even some of our ignorant brothers in Islam, they would like to write the Honorable Elijah Muhammad out of history. And I thank you for keeping his name on high. I thank you so much for that. And I had the privilege, Sister Khadija, meet Muhammad Ali twice. He's one of my all-time favorite athletes and stuff. You talk to anybody that you know, two athletes that Brother Joe loved and stuff is Muhammad Ali and Randall Cunningham, the former football player, you know. And I had the honor of meeting Ali twice. I met him here in Philadelphia, and I met him in Atlantic City. And both times, you know, it was an honor. He autographed a picture for me, gave me a hug. I took a picture with the late, great Georgie Words, one of the DJs here in Philadelphia. He took a picture of me and Muhammad Ali together, and Ali had his arm around me. I had my arm around him here in Philadelphia. But Georgie had lost the picture and everything. I was so mad with Georgie, you know, because he had lost that picture. But, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, it was such an honor meeting him and everything. And again, Sister Khadija, keep doing what you're doing. I will buy your book, and I'm glad your family's doing well, the children and grandchildren's doing well. And like I said, thank you for keeping on high the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because like I said, I would never let nobody write him out of history, because Honorable Elijah Muhammad made me who I am today. And I will always say I'm a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to the day Allah will bring death upon me. I'm going to always speak high to Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And thank you, Sister Khadija.
Thank you, Brother Joe.
Thank you, Brother Joe, for having me on. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
All right.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you for that.
And let me tell you this, when Brother Joe tells you that he's going to buy your book, believe me, he is going to buy your book. You know, I want to very quickly, before we talk about all your accomplishments and things that you're working on now, there's a very, very beautiful, beautiful picture of you and the champ standing in the bakery. Can you just tell us about that picture? Were you guys already married, or was he courting you at the time?
He was kind of snooping around, trying to talk to me at the time, and and when I would go to the bay, he would come in there to talk to me and say certain things and talk to me about this, tell me about that, and I would tell him about this, and I would tell him about that. Very strict conversations, all clean in the Islamic manner. I was very kind of tickled pink the fact that he would come talk to me, you know, and because when we spoke and we talked and had conversations, there were things that he learned from me being a Muslim. He said, boy, if I become Muslim, will I be smart as you? And I said, oh yes. Yeah. I said, you are smart now. He said, no. You told me my name. My name is, there's a Roman name. And I asked Muhammad, give me one, because that was on my mind for 3 years. I couldn't take it no more.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in so many ways, you were actually his teacher. You taught him the Islam that you knew in the home.
Right. And he couldn't believe it, because that's the face, and that is the target that became on my face for the first time for him for a long time. Because when he was giving out the autographs in the school, he said, "Here, little girl, take my autograph. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be heavyweight champ for I'm 21." And he was only 18 at the time. That's how do you know what you're going to be at no 21? He said, I don't know. And he said, well, hear my name. I'm going to be famous. Take it. Just my autograph. I said, autographs. I said, and then I read the name and said, this is a Roman name. I said, and Clay, that's like dirt you mow, brother. He said, I tore up the name and gave it back to him, said, no, when you get a name of respect, a name of honor, matter of fact, a Muslim name, then you come back. You can take that back. I don't want it. And I did not marry under the name Clay either. So I told him he wouldn't be famous with that. But that's one of the good things that's in the book. They don't tell how he got his name or why he got his name or the process of the name. And all of that is in the book. And all of that is a part of me. So that's actually, Ali is really my name. So you read the book.
So he took on your name.
That's my name. That's my mother and father's last name.
Wow.
And he was given that for a reason. There you go. So read the book.
I can't wait for the book. But I know that you're working on a project now. You're producing. Let's talk about that in the 5 minutes that we have left.
Okay. Well, I was really blessed. I've always wanted to get into film, and I got in film back in 1978. And I've always wanted to go into film because that's where the power lies for anyone. That's where the power lies for everybody. And that's where the power lies for our youth. And they are gravitated by these experience of movies and everything. And you learn a lot from them. You learn positive stuff and you learn negative stuff. So I decided to just go back into film and try to teach our children decent filming, decent movies, decent stories. And I think if Allah give me the blessing to live long enough, I hope to have a few of my films out before I return to Allah. Mr. Les Carter, who is the producer of The Grid, that is streaming on Amazon Prime as we speak today. There are 5 episodes that are up and streaming on Amazon Prime called The Grid. And it's a story with drug cartels and human cartels, was something that we deal today. It's a hyper reality show. And it just had the reality of what's going on, but the characters are fictitious. So I play a woman that's from Haiti. I live in Florida. My community, I keep the community working, and people come to me because they want to get assistance. Like they cannot get a permit for something. Mama, and my name is Mama Soleil, and Mama Soleil gets their permits. She knows how to work the system to help her community. But she's a little gangster kind of way. She's packing all the time, so she don't get her hands too dirty. She got a lot of bodyguards. So I would like for everybody who's listening out there is to, on episode 6, you will see my first debut on The Grid for the episode 6 and for the rest of the season, because I'm associate producer of it. So please go to The Grid and watch us work out. Okay,
So we can catch that right now on Amazon Prime. But I'm looking for episode 6 so I can see you.
Okay.
And the name of the book?
And the name of my book, right now is a working title called The Untold Story, The Real Woman Behind Muhammad Ali.
Ooh, that's deep.
You know? And it talks about the master couple, the Afro-American couple who went throughout the land and worked with the civil rights movement. It was just amazing what I went through to help Muhammad Ali, and we worked together. They might know me as just another wife, but that is not the story, honey.
I hear you.
For me, then it meets the eye. And I just want everybody to know that I have a book that I have already out. It's called Color to Learn. It teaches manners and etiquette by coloring the pictures. And
Okay.
if you see the book, it would come on and say, what's wrong with this picture? And that's a saying we always say if something is not right. One sec, can I show you something? Hold it. Hold it.
You got to hurry up. We're going to run out of time. Hurry up. Hurry up.
I'm coming. I'm here. I'm back. I'm back. That quick. I want to know if you can see it.
Oh, yeah, we can see it.
Can you see it?
Let everybody know, because they're playing the music and we got to get out of here. Let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, if they need to call you, if they want to book you, because we ain't going to be in COVID forever. So maybe one day we can get you here in Philadelphia with your book.
Oh, yeah. I want to do a big book signing out there with you. If you want to get a book, just go to mamaali.com and you can find your book. We're coming up with a new website, so just go to mamaali.com. If you want to ask me a question and you want to put it in the BAM magazine, we have a BAM magazine right here.
Okay.
It's online, BAM magazine, and I have inside is Mama Ali Speaks. It says Cleveland Ali Speaks, and I will answer any questions.
All right, I gotta go, my sister. And as always, it's an honor to have had you today. And let me tell you something: you were drop dead beautiful then, and you're beautiful now. I thank you so much, my sister, for being with us. May Allah bless you and keep you and your family safe.
One there, give the greetings for me.
I sure will. He called me earlier. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Really great show. You've been listening to Living Islam Today here on 96.1 FM and 900 AM Word Radio. I want to thank my producer back at the station, Mike for making this possible. Stay tuned for the Rick Ford Show, The Recovery Hour. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.